What's up, everybody? It's your boy King Hussle, and yes, this is the best money and credit channel on YouTube. So make sure you subscribe and hit the all notification bell. So whenever I drop new sauce, new lessons, new methods, and giveaways, you'll be the first one to be notified. You'll be the first one to know what's going on, and hey, you might be the first one to win something for free. So make sure you subscribe and hit the all notification bell on all the YouTube channels. Also, make sure you follow me on my Twitch, King Hustle Live. I do all my freebies and giveaways from those YouTube channels and the Twitch. So make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell so you won't miss out on nothing. Also, make sure you follow me on all my social media platforms. All you gotta do is click the title on every video. Once you click the title on every video, at the bottom in the description, all my social media links will pop up. All right. Got a lot of fake King Hustle pages out there, so please get a FaceTime verification call or video to make sure you see this face. Make sure you are doing legit business and you are getting what you paid for, right? And before we get anything started, this is all educational purposes only, not telling anybody to do anything. So let's get this thing started. Hey, let's get this thing started. Hey, what to do, my real King Hustle fans, supporters, subscribers out there, my real Hustle Nation Empire family members. And we are back at it again with the gems, back at it again with the sauce, back at it again with the information that's going to turn you into a boss. So you're tired of being a zero, you ready to be a family hero? Listen up, take a seat, get your notepad and get your pen, because you already know when I drop these videos, get them notifications. It's going to be some information that's going to help you win, keep you entertained, or keep you safe. In today's video, we're talking about these bank scams that's going on, these new methods that's going on, these new fraud and schemes is going on in the world, because the world is starting to become overcrowded with scams, schemes, and fraud. It's been like this for a while, but with the due to social media, it started to be more on the forefront. A lot of people are starting to see it. A lot of people on social media flashing hundreds and thousands of dollars, saying, "Oh, I did this, did Bitcoin, this, Cash App, that, PayPal, this, Chime, that, this method, that method, get you this, get you that." And a lot of people have been looking at it for a very long time. And a lot of people are in a situation right now where they need quick, fast cash. And the only way they know where they can get that without having to sell this, sell that, get this clientele, get that clientele, is scams and fraud. So they try to find any and every method that they can to be able to, make some money. Now, it's a lot of scams, there's a lot of schemes that's going on, there's a lot of methods that's going on in the world right now. A lot of people are starting to try out scams, try out methods, try out schemes, because like I said, everybody needs money. And wherever there's money being made, there's going to be some type of scam or fraud being committed, because this method is allowing money to be made. Everything is a method, and a method is basically instructions on how to get some money. So if I know how to swim, it's a method. If I know how to play basketball, it's a method on how I know how to play basketball. You can give instructions on any and everything out here in the world. And people figure out ways how to do things, and they just write down the methods and they just sell the instructions, or they write down the instructions on how they did it and they sell the instructions. So it's a lot of different methods out here. It's a lot of different methods to do the exact same thing. It's a lot going on in the world right now where people are finding loopholes in the system, understanding that if you can do it legally, you can do it illegally, meaning that if you can get a cash app and link a debit card and send and receive money, you can do it illegally with stolen cards and synchronized cards with BIN numbers. Like, that's how a lot of these methods are going. Technology, a lot of cyber security, and a lot of not technical work with a lot of these methods. So people are starting to figure out and understand and do their homework on ways to get money, and they're starting to figure out that there's a lot of security databases going on in the world. So how can they bypass a security database? How can they do this? How can they do that? And it all boils down to, we all use technology all day, every day. Our information, our passwords are all stored on technology. We don't remember passwords. We don't write down passwords. They're saved in our phone. They're saved on our computer. And with us using technology and everything being ran off systems and databases and codes and things like that, it makes it easy for a scammer, a hacker, or a fraudster to be able to steal or decrypt or compromise information like that. So they figured things out. So now they have figured out how to get into people's bank accounts, figured out how to have people send them money, figured out how to have utilize OTP bots and things like this to have people send wire transfers and get people's passwords and information to their bank accounts and do a lot of different fraud and a lot of different schemes. And people are starting to get clever with it, meaning that they're doing, when somebody ain't got nothing to lose and ain't got nothing, no time on their hands, and all day, every day, they're gonna do whatever it takes. So you got people out here that's doing SIM swapping, meaning that they're literally taking over your SIM card, your information, transferring it to theirs, and then getting all your codes and everything sent to the phone, and they're getting the information. Then you got people that's using OTP bots that's calling people and acting like they are their bank, and as this, there's some type of emergency and somebody's trying to steal some money or wire some money out of their bank account. Like I said, scammers and fraudsters are getting more clever, um, more wiser when it comes to these scams and schemes. Like I said, you got personal bank accounts, you got business bank accounts, and scammers are starting to realize that personal bank accounts more than likely not going to have money in it, but business bank accounts more than likely will have money in it. So now they're starting to go after more business bank accounts rather than personal bank accounts. So there, like I said, there's places on the dark web where you can buy information from different banks. Like you can buy people like who all got a bank account with this bank. You can buy that information because people compromise databases all the time, systems all the time, companies databases all the time. So today we're gonna be watching. We're gonna analyze and react to this news article, news clip of somebody actually going through this with their business bank account and having $60,000 wire transfer out of their account. And sometimes these banks act like they can't do nothing about it. And the reason the banks do that is because they're the ones that's going to be at fault. And if they can find any way and every way for them not to pay you back their money, they're going to do that so they can keep their money, because they're going to get refunded that money back. They're insured too. But when they get that money back, they're supposed to give it to the person who is who had got scammed. But if they don't find any reason why they should, then they won't. So let's see what's going on in this situation where this man had his business account drained.
A Washington man says scammers got him for nearly $60,000.
But he says the bank knew it was happening and failed to stop them. Fox 13's Matthew Smith has been digging into this, and there are some lessons in this for anybody who's watching. Matthew?
The biggest thing here is how you react. In this case, the customer, Richard Wood, he contacted his bank. He went to his bank. But the FBI tells us that there are extra steps that we should all know about.
They were the ones who were supposed to be our protectors when it came to our account. And in my view of them right now is they're the villains.
It's safe to say Richard Woods felt let down by KeyBank. The small business owner says he became a customer in 2020 when his family bought these cottages in Long Beach, Washington. Fast forward to June 26th of this year. That's when the bank called to tell him about unusual activity. He called the main number to ensure it was the bank. It was, and they said they were handling it. The next day, the same call. That's when he went to a branch in person to report fraud. He felt confident. Until a text 2 days later.
My balance basically fell to, I believe, $38, somewhere in the $30 to $40 range. So then I immediately checked my banking account and noticed that $59,500.
So what do y'all think happened right here? Do you think it was the real actual bank, or do you guys think it was a OTP bot call from a regular schmeggler Joe on the street acting as if they were the bank, using sophisticated words to trick this person into thinking that this is all real and scamming them out of their money? Let's see.
For dollars was being withdrawn.
Now, that amount being taken out was being taken out as an ACH debit. Basically, what you'd see for a payroll deduction. Woods did everything that you'd expect him to do. He called the bank, he went to the bank, and they were assuring him his money was safe. While they were investigating, that money wasn't going anywhere. In fact, he physically went to the bank to talk to his account manager on July 3rd. On the 5th, it was the branch manager. Then on the 6th, he was told the money would be back by the 18th. But after a few days turned to weeks, he was told on the 20th, the money was already gone. In fact, it moved banks all the way back on the 5th.
The bank allowed somebody to go in behind closed doors and steal almost $60,000 after my account's been flagged. The bank allowed this to happen.
KeyBank responded with this letter saying, quote,
They had to say.
because the transactions occurred as a result of a compromise of your online banking following the provision of personal information to a third party, we attempted to recoup the funds. It goes on to explain they followed their protocols.
It's tough because the scammers will come at you from.
So now it seems like the fraudsters and the scammers know certain protocols and know what banks can and can't do. And they're starting to come up with certain ways and certain schemes to be able to be under these guidelines. So there's nothing the bank can do and nobody gets their money back, which is wild.
All different angles.
Tammy Miser is an FBI supervisory agent in Seattle. Now, as she explains it, the best move Woods could have made is to file a report online here at ic3.gov.
Domestic wires, ACHs.
Now, how that man supposed to know about that site? Like he just like everybody know about that site. I ain't even never heard of that site. What? That's how they be feeling sometimes. Like, well, you could have just filed a. Well, how am I supposed to just randomly know about this site that I never heard of before? Y'all don't promote this type of stuff. Y'all don't give us this type of information. Y'all don't warn us about this type of stuff. So how am I just supposed to randomly know about this? If I Google it, it's going to be a million things that pop up. So how am I going to know to click on this one? It gets wild out here.
There needs to be fast. So the moment you get that alert or from your bank that money's gone out or that you log in and see that in your account, you need to report it to IC3. They have a good success rate as far as getting freezes on those accounts and people getting their money back.
For Woods, he could have been out of luck, but it turns out he wasn't giving up. While we were reporting on this story, he got his complaint on an executive's desk. When they learned Fox 13 was looking into it, their reaction changed. The money is now back in his account.
See, what they don't want is for the bank to look bad. They don't want to get this bad impression that the banks is bad and not doing their job. So they say, oh, the news reporters get into this? Yeah, hey, just put that back in there. Just go ahead and do that. See, the banks be scamming too, and a lot of people don't understand this. It's called legal scamming, and a lot of banks do it, especially with these ATM fees and a lot of different things. Banks alone made over $4 billion just in ATM fees. Us using our debit cards to go to the banks, the ATMs, and get our cash out, which is crazy.
Persistence really paid off here. Now, I should say KeyBank isn't even commenting whether Wood is a customer of theirs, but we've looked at his emails with KeyBank, and they indicate that this landed all the way up on the CEO's desk, and a manager is now telling Wood that they're going to be reviewing their practices and training methods for situations just like this one. In the newsroom, Matthew Smith, Fox 13 News.
And these are things that's going on every day, and it's starting to be a scam and a scheme that is starting to pick up just like everything else. Once one person sees successful, they're going to try it. Once that's successful, that person, another person going to try it. Then they're going to start promoting, then 10 more people going to try it. Then 10 more people going to promote it. Then it's just a cycle of scams and fraud going on. So like I tell you guys all the time, it's all about being more safe, being more cautious, and being more aware. Make sure you guys will get your Northern Lifeline to monitor all your financial accounts and social media accounts to make sure no suspicious activity is going on. And they will also monitor your information to make sure it's not on the dark web floating around for anybody to buy and commit any scams under your name. Also, make sure you guys are freezing your credit profiles, TransUnion, Equifax, and Experian, because if it's frozen, can't get anything in your name. Nobody can even check your credit. So make sure you guys are freezing it. All three. And make sure you guys are changing out your debit and credit card numbers every so often. We tap, swipe, and insert all day, every day, and use our cards online all day, every day. DoorDash, get this and get that. And every time we use it, that information is stored on a database. And like I tell you guys all the time and show you guys, hackers and scammers are hacking databases all the time. Everything that's ran off a system, a computer, an iPhone, all these things ran off databases, and that's why your phone was like your information was potentially in a data leak and this and that. That's why. So it's just all about being more safe, being more cautious, and being more aware, because if you know what's going on, you can see it before it happens and know how to keep yourself safe. All right. So shout out to all my real King Hussle fans, supporters, subscribers out there, because without y'all, there'd be no me. You motivate me keep going. You motivate me keep dropping the sauce, and you motivate me keep you entertained. So shout out to all of y'all. Anybody out there that's tired of being broke because it ain't no joke, let's get to work. FaceTime 101 limited gyms are $1,000, but for limited time only, I'm doing it for $600. Yes, $600 Cash App or Bitcoin payment. Once the $600 is on your Cash App or Bitcoin balance, send me a screenshot. Let me know your payment ready, and we will go from there. All right, no screenshot, no replies, no 21 questions, and please Do not yo me. Also, make sure y'all book your seat on the webinars Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. 10 seats, $250. Ask me and get help with anything that you want to get help with in a classroom setting. So let's get to work. Make sure y'all booking your seat on the crypto tour and personal limit gyms, $3,500, $500 deposit, rest of money meeting person. Make sure y'all booking your seat on a month-long mentorship, $1,000. First 10 people, $500 in a free load. Don't miss out on the opportunity. 30 days. Let's get to work. Make sure y'all check out my vendor platforms on Telegram and the Potato app, Millionaire Network. Still looking for people for the production company. Make sure y'all subscribe and hit the all notification bell on my YouTube channels, my Twitch, my IG, and TikToks. Make sure you subscribe and hit the all notification bell on my YouTube channels. And with that being said, it's your boy King Hussle. Y'all know how I get down in these videos. I'll see you at the next lesson video or live. Peace.